Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I know it took me a while to upload again. I was trying to find that perfect farm. When I was reviewing a lot of my other videos, because this is something I do, I read all the comments. I noticed my videos are strongly towards like a raw gold farm and not a multi-purpose. Now, what I mean by a multi-purpose is, if I'm making my gold off of the tidespray shuffle or the raw gold that's looted, such as like my sky reach or my motherlode videos or my freeholds or whatever, there's no opportunity for those big gold incomes, right? Those small chance items that are really going to net you some like serious profit. So what I looked into, and it's a farm that's been discussed extensively since BFA came out, and it's the 2x4 gold farm over in Voldoon. So if you go over to your map, right down in this area down here, there is a Azeroth mining quest, and it's got the snake people, and they hyperspawn when you're running the 2x4 groups, such as my video with the Suramar and the Shalderai Silk farm. The reason I really like this one, and I was taking a lot of time to get footage for it, is not only can you do your tidespray shuffle, which for new viewers who don't know what that is, please, you'll see a timestamp down below, as well as a link to the video. Go check it out. Tidespray shuffles are really good. It's a lot of good, easy income that you don't have to play with the auction house a lot. So not only can you do that, but there's a chance for a couple BOE epics to drop, which might be good for transmog. I didn't get lucky. I didn't research too much in it. Really what you're looking for is the mount. So it's a world mount. There's one for Coltiris and there's one for Voldoon. The Dune Scavenger is the one you get that we're doing down here. Now, by some stroke of incredible luck, I actually got 2 of these mounts, and we'll kind of discuss in a second some things you're going to need to do this farm. But these 2 mounts that I got are selling for 40,000 gold a piece on top of the gold I'm already making doing my shuffling and raw gold farming with these mobs. So there's going to be a couple things you need. First and foremost, you have to have the right 2x4 setup. Now, what I mean by that is, you can technically get 8 people in 2 different groups and do this hyperspawn, but in order to make it efficient and really worth your time, you need a monk for their totem, because what that does is that draws all aggro of the mobs and keeps them in one place. Now, these mobs in particular do a whirlwind ability that knocks your casters out of the area, and it can really, if things get hectic, spread out the mobs and make it a pain in the butt to loot. You're also going to want druids, because their AoE starfall is insane. It just groups all the mobs together, and with all of these mobs being a melee, there's no casters or hunters. You really want to group them up and AoE them down. You're going to want somebody who can pull the mobs, somebody who can pull them to the totem. Hunters work really good if the druid's starfall is down, so would recommend that. The people who are pulling the mobs, and really the majority of your group outside of a couple players, you want to be low item level. And the reason being, with their AoE abilities, you don't want them killing the mobs before they make it to the totem and spreading the loot way out in an area where people have to run. So like fresh 120 druids with all green gear, let's say they have about 250,000 health, are really good for collecting mobs and bringing them over to the Ox Totem without killing them. And then you only want one person in the group, if applicable, that has, a good item level that can AoE down really, really fast. So for like my group, it's not an exaggeration to say I was doing like 90% of the damage to these mobs. I think at one point my details recorded that I had 40 million damage. The next closest person only had like 8. But that's okay, because it allowed me to kill the mobs where I wanted them killed, and it created this circle which made looting very, very easy. Very rarely did I actually have to run out and loot other things. Second thing you're going to need is somebody with some type of disengage mechanic. The disengage mechanic is important because you need to get out of combat in order to get a mount, like a Traveler's Tundra Mammoth or whatever, that's going to have the vendor on it, so you can sell the greens if you're going to sell them, not get them for expulsum or scrap them. And you're going to need somebody who has a mailbox. Now, the reason you're going to want a mailbox, this mount that drops, right? The big reason for farming this is it's unique. So if you want the mount, you can learn it, and hopefully you get a second one you can sell. But really, every time you get one, you want to mail it to a different alt. That way you can get another one. So I got 2 of them in this drop, and I actually had to go drop combat, get my portable mailbox, and send it over to my Randy bank or my alt so I could get another one, and by some stroke of luck I managed to get another one. Beyond that, if you do all these things correctly, you're going to make a lot of money. Now, the most profitable way to do this is going to be with a tailor, so you can do the Tidespray Shuffle. You'll notice most of my videos are about that because that's what my character is. I'm tailoring and chanting, and that Tidespray Shuffle for me is really good. And I treated it just like my other videos. Again, you know, if you haven't watched them, go watch. They really give you an in-depth explanation of kind of, you know, how to make money with this tailoring and the shuffling. But I was also able to craft some of the embroidered deep sea bags, which were selling for like 3,500 gold a piece. And I believe I got 3 of them for the raw farm. I ended up selling 4 because I just finished off the little materials I was missing through the auction house. But 3 of them were raw profit. That's like, I'm not great at math, guys. It's like 10,500 gold, you know, on top of everything else that was going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you a few clips and then we'll total them at the end. Thank you guys for tuning back in and being patient with me, and I'll see you soon. Alright guys, so we acquired 1,180 Tidespray linen, some of which went to making the bags. We got really lucky and got 2 of the dune mounts for 82,000 gold, 180 deep sea satin, obviously towards the bags. In raw looted gold, we acquired 2,113 and 17 silver, 626 gold and 74 silver from the gray vendored items, which we don't have any footage of that because we had to vendor them as we were doing the farm. I mean, they were coming that much, filling up the bags. The Tidespray Pant Shuffle, we got 2,075 gold. We would have gotten more, but some of that went towards the Expulsum because it was more profitable to make the bags with what we had. The 3 embroidered deep sea bags we got sold for 10,500 gold. And the miscellaneous items from scrapping like bloodstained bones and the scales, we got 374 gold and 13 silver. Our cost input for everything was 1,500 thread, which is 720 gold. It's a lot of gold, but we definitely made a profit. We invested 1 hour and 23 minutes. The 23 minutes were obviously crafting and organizing everything after the farm. Our total raw profit for that 1 hour and 23 minutes was 969,000 gold and 4 silver. Now, if you take the 23 minutes and you calculate it, our average gold per hour was 72,726 and 78 silver. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. Now, the caveat to this is without the 2 mounts, yes, it would have been a lower gold per hour. The reason this farm is so good as a tailor, and the reason you guys should be doing it, even if you don't have a tailor, is you are making a lot of raw gold. At least, if we look at the calculations up here as a tailor, you're making at least 10,000 gold per hour. If you get the mount drop, you're just making so much money. And what's awesome about this is I only sold 1 of the mounts at the time of making this video, which means I've got a 40,000 gold nest egg sitting in my bank ready for me to re-up and keep my auctions rolling in, that daily gold that just comes in passively. So you're not going to get this lucky. If you do, awesome. You know, I wish the best for all of you, but you should definitely be doing this farm. It's very late in the Shadowlands expansion. If you are not gearing up an alt, or hell, if you want to play on an alt, get a fresh level 120, go out there, and do this 2x4 farm with that fresh 120 like we were talking about, you can be one of the lower item level people. But this farm is insane, and I know it's been discussed extensively in other videos. Do this farm. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.